Resizer. How are you doing, guys? Hope everything is fine. Hope you're gonna enjoy this new live stream that I'm doing. Today I'm gonna work on a Rust application. I'm just gonna start with some functionality. Just let me know if something is unclear on my screen or something is not showing. So let me start with actually opening the project, but first I think I need to export it into my Dropbox folder. Just a moment and we'll start. Okay, so it should be, I think, in modules. Let me look it up. Okay, it's not in modules, but I'm going to move it from my MacBook. Just a moment. Also, I see that you guys probably don't see very well my nice and pretty face. Let's see. Let me adjust a little bit the camera. Let's move it here. Yeah, this one I think is a little bit better for you. Okay, so now let's scroll it down, and now let me go on with my MacBook. I'm just gonna share it in a Dropbox so I can access it in Windows. Yesterday I was working a little bit on this Rust microservice, so let me check it out. Just wait a couple of minutes and it should be synchronized. Including folder. So where it is? It is actually, it should be already there. Yeah, it's image resize inside of the modules. Okay, it should be image resize Rust. I think this is it. Okay, looks good. This is what I was working on yesterday. I was trying out Rust, but I see that Rust is not yet installed on my computer. So let me just try it out. Rust install. Yeah, so I'm just gonna install it on my Windows PC because I didn't run it yet. Oh, actually, I think I do have it. Let me check in terminal. I probably didn't just configure the Windows Linux subsystem over here. Let me just check it out. Terminal. Oh yeah, it's still CMD. I'm actually want to use bash. Okay. What it's doing so long? Okay, it should be done. Okay, let's go on. Let's see, do I have Rust toolchain is available now? It's all the time when you start up something on a new PC, it's always a little bit takes a little bit of time. Okay. Oh damn, come on Rust, why I can't use Linux subsystem? It's so pity. Okay, I have to do it through the regular application in Windows. So yeah, do I want to install? Yeah, please proceed with installation. Yeah, just do whatever is default. I'm not looking for anything fancy. So it's gonna install Rust for me. So if you want to install Rust on your system, you just can go with this one. So I already see some messages in chat. I see a message from Roman. Hi Roman, how are you doing? Why did I choose Rust for the job at the moment? So I have already a web service written in PHP that works pretty well, but the only problem it relies on ImageMagick in order to resize images, and ImageMagick is letting me know only in batches when the image resize operation is completed. So I have to actually put all connections that are viewing the resized image. They have to stay on hold until all the images are resized. So if I really want to make sure that all the customers are receiving the image as soon as it's ready, I need to create some kind of a solution that works much more better. And for this purpose I'm using Rust, because in Rust actually I can write an image resizer as a binary application, and I can walk this application from my PHP service. And also Rust allows me to compile my application into binary format on every single machine out there, so I don't need to install any other software except Rust compiler on a server, and I can do it even from unprivileged user. What is not true, let's say, for other languages. So let's say if I want to install a Go runtime, it triggers a lot of additional software to be available on a server in order to achieve this one. And in Rust it's much more simpler. You just run Rust sh script and it installs everything on your server under your user. Let's see how long does it take to install it. Okay, so it still installs the Rust docs. Let's hope it's not gonna take the whole stream time. Let's check it out. So, and also, by the way, what is cool about Rust, what I've learned so far is that it's very hard to make really huge mistakes with concurrency, because my service that I'm gonna write is gonna run in multi-threaded environment, and in multi-threaded environment you can really mess things up if you are not familiar with multi-threaded programming, that actually I'm not familiar with. So the premise of the Rust language, as they advertise it, that the compiler takes care about all those problems that may arise during development time, not during the runtime when you actually run it in production. So I tend to believe for this premise, and let's see how it goes. So far, let me see. Is Rust the runtime is available now? Let me check it out. Rust. So Rust. Okay. Does it run actually my tests that I was writing before? Yeah, it finally runs something. Let's see. You see it's updating the Rust crates. Hope it's gonna work well. Yeah, it's installing something, but it tells me that something is wrong. Okay, I didn't expect that everything will work well. Okay, well, what a nasty error message. Build failed, cannot compile this one. Okay, seems like Windows is not the best choice for me. Let me check if cargo build works under Ubuntu some system. If no, then I cannot use my IntelliJ IDEA for running my tests. Okay, here looks like everything is gonna run because I like this message here better. Yeah, compiling all the dependencies. And what do we wait for? We are waiting for the message I expected to receive. I expected to receive a failure to compile because I didn't define main function. Okay, how do I run tests in Rust? I already forgot. Let me see. Rust run tests. Running tests. Perfect. Okay, the current version of the book. How? What? I know there is some kind of a command for this one. Wait a second. I didn't run it from a command line. I was right away checking. Okay, so run tests maybe, or maybe cargo test. Yeah, it's cargo test. So here we see the thing here. It tells me that my functionality actually failed. So here, let's take a look at this test case. So the test case here, that it tells me that I want to make sure that I create a find image command from a JSON string. So here you see I have a method called create from JSON string, where I pass in a string literal into the method, actually into the function. There is no classes in Rust, as there are structs, there are types, but there is no such thing like we used in PHP. So it's more kind of a functional programming language than object-oriented one, but you can still use types in order to create nice encapsulation of your behaviors. So let's see, we have command find image. This is my first type that I'm gonna implement in a Rust program. It's gonna be executing find operation on the file system in order to find if the file with image exists, and it will return back a JSON message to my PHP server called image found. So this image found will return back a result with the path by which the image has been found, or it returns image not found if image is not found on the file system. I think it's quite straightforward. Then we also have another command that will be executed by Rust program. It's gonna be a resize image command, which will receive source. It's a path to the image, and it will receive a vector of sizes. So it's very interesting how it actually works in Rust. So we have vectors. Vectors are kind of an array. However, it's typed array, and also you can add to it as much as you want. There's also another type in Rust called actual array, and those arrays, they're fixed lengths, and you cannot change the length of the array. It's already compiled at this size. So I'm using vectors because I don't know how much sizes are going to be added in Rust resize image command. So this is basically two commands I'm going to implement in this application. As you see, I use enums. Enums, it's a structure, a struct in Rust that contains variations. So for me, the main structure is a command, because I send commands into my application, and those commands have different variations. So, oh, how did I do it? Haven't worked on Windows for a long time. So you have then variation as a structure defined here, and variations can have different attributes, can have completely different implementations. Comment is just a way to tell that let's say some function in my application is gonna be a command, and this command then can be pattern matched into specific one. So Roman is already asking me, can I find it somewhere on GitHub? Yeah, Roman, you will be able to find it just in a moment. I actually didn't do much yesterday except trying to create a first failing test, but I'm actually right away. I will initialize a Git repository, and let me go into the GitHub and create right away an application for this one. Yeah, repository. So let's do it. Let's create it under this one. Let's make it public. Yeah, image resize Rust. Rust microservice for resizing images with PHP microservice. Cool. I don't need to initialize anything because it's already an existing code. Yeah, let's create a repository, and let's just add this remote. Let's first of all, I think, add cargo files, and let's also add src to the functional to the repository, and also add gitignore, because gitignore will exclude all the build files. Okay, git status. Let's see what else I'm missing. Nothing else. Okay, commit and Rust up bootstrap. And let's push it to master. Okay. Perfect. I think now you should be able to access it. Wow. What a terrible Git username I have under this Windows. Oh. I didn't set up Windows for so long. Actually, I didn't use Linux subsystems to commit anything. I was using it directly in Windows, so my bad. I think it's global. You know, like, I never keep anything in memory. I just always Google it. Set git author global. Yeah. Git config global user name and then user email. Okay. Let's do this. Command shift, Control Shift V. No, no. Oh my goodness. Why it's so complicated on Windows? On MacBook, it's a little bit. Oh, you know what's the problem? I'm actually using Command C instead of Control C, and this is terrible. Let's see. Yeah, finally. Okay, Chipurni. Okay, and then user email, I think. Okay, this one should be fine, I think. And now I just can do commit dash dash amend, I think. Yeah, save, done. Git push -f. It's bad to do force push, but because it's initial commit, I think it's gonna be okay. And I didn't release anything yet. Hey, GitHub, what's up? Why are you showing this strange? Okay, probably it needs to reindex something. Okay, let's go. I think I'm also gonna add a link in a chat. Let's see. Can I actually add this one? To my chat here, I think. Okay, let's go on and let's just go into this studio. Yeah. Okay, there. Okay. Here is the translation, and I'm just gonna paste it in the chat as well. I'm just gonna edit this one out right away and put it into description. Okay, so let's go with the development. So as you see here, we have some commands that are gonna to be executed. There's only 2 right now, and as you see, for each command we have 2 responses. One response is successful one and another one is not successful. In Rust there is no such things as exceptions, so you need to handle failure state as an expected behavior. So you need to create those events for this purpose. And as well, it's good actually for any kind of application because it actually promotes event sourcing style of building application, as you actually see here, because we have commands that are executed on top of the varnish on top of the Rust microservice, sorry, and then we have events as a result of execution of these commands. So this one I think is gonna work so far. So let's see what we can go on and run our test again. Oh, it's another terminal tab. Okay, so cargo test. Okay, it tells me that on the left find image with this path, and on the right, this is actually something that I did. This method, as you see, it actually fakes a return of the wrong command based on JSON string. Just I wanted to make sure that my code compiles, and it failed first time, so I didn't implement anything. I just defined stuff that I need to create, and then I just faked what actually is returned there. So it's common practice in using test-driven development, so you fake it till you make it. Now I have a question to my dear viewers, all 2 of you. What is going on with the font size? Do you see everything, or maybe you want me to increase it a little bit? So I'm just gonna assume you want me to increase it. So let me just do it. Windows, what a crazy thing. Okay, it's in settings, it's not properties like on Mac. Let's see. Appearance, here at least it's the same, so I can use custom font. I can specify size 16, apply, and also I want to increase the font in editor as well to the size 16 as well. Let's see, is it better for you guys? I think maybe I can even add a little bit bigger size of the font. Let's see, let's try 18. The same with one in appearance, also 18. Now I hope it's gonna be much better. What do you guys say? Okay, perfect. So now we can continue. So as you see, what needs to happen here? Actually, I need to take this JSON string as an input. As you see in a JSON, it will supply a type of the command that is coming in a type property, and then it will specify the actual arguments as they are named. So I will stick to the same one. Also, later on, we also will see a very amazing thing in Rust that is available. It's called Tokyo. Tokyo is a framework for writing socket servers in asynchronous way, but we will come back to this one later. First, we want to make sure that we can create commands. So with the command here, I expect that it will return me find image with this path. Let's see, what do I need in order to parse a JSON? In order to parse a JSON, you probably already, if you already downloaded it on your system, you will see that there is some kind of dependencies. One is called serde.json. Serde, it's a shortcut for serialization, deserialization. It's a library in Rust that allows you to serialize and deserialize data from one format into another. For instance, from internal Rust data types into JSON or binary or any other thing. So it's quite powerful. So okay, here we have find image, and I'm passing just a string. So actually what I need to do here, I probably need to create a new variable into which I will store the deserialization of the JSON string. So let JSON structure equal I probably need to use serde JSON. It's a new language for me, so JSON serde Rust. Let's open documentation. So we have, okay, serde JSON from str. Okay, so it's gonna be some JSON value. So use serde JSON. Why it's not after completing from string? I hope it's something that's available. Okay, why it's okay, this is what I need to use. I need to use serialize and deserialize. Okay, this is my use statements. It's a little bit unclear, or probably I don't need to use serialize because I'm not gonna serialize, so I'll just keep using this one. Do I use this one? Yeah, I think I still have to have it here. Then serialize and serde.json. Okay, so then I probably should be able to do from string, maybe JSON. Let's see. Let's just run it. Let's see if it actually compiles. Yeah, it doesn't compile because something is unused. Yeah. The function with similar name exists from str. Okay, let's see if str is something we can really take care of. Expected type str, but oh my goodness. Okay, this is what it looks like when you work with strongly typed language. You get used to it when you didn't use any of this language in a long time. Okay, consider borrowing here. Expected found struct. Okay, we will consider borrowing there. So borrowing, it's a concept in Rust where you can actually borrow a value. Okay, cannot resolve third deserialize. Ooh. Okay. And how do I just actually do some stuff myself? If I just want to deserialize a value, let's go into JSON API documentation. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I see. So I probably have to specify here also value, and then this value is gonna be a type of the structure I receive from this functionality. So where is it? Use third result value. Okay, let's let JSON structure value. Okay, it's probably it's Rust. In Rust they use this kind of type of parameter names. Okay, so let's see if at least it compiles. Does it compile? Found type found enum std result. Okay. Oh yeah, I have to also do a shorthand like this. It tells actually return a valid result, because in Rust you can do a pattern matching. So okay, what it does. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Okay, how do I actually do it from so let's see from let me actually turn off this notifications. Okay, Windows, how do I turn off your notifications? Why do you have nice feature like focus assist? Okay, finally. From value. Okay, can I use unwrap? Probably I can. Probably unwrap is gonna work, because unwrap it actually just should panic if something is not correct. Yeah, it worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. It compiled. So can I just print a len of this value JSON structure just to see what it looks like? Oh yeah, I have to use something like this in Rust. So in Rust you have to use always formatting. You can just output a variable like this. So let's see, did it print something? Okay, it's printed JSON for me. But what I actually needed to do something like access a value. So I probably need to do something like match JSON structure dot type or type. And then if type is find, okay, pattern, let's remember the syntax. Okay, pattern syntax. Okay, match. Okay, it's like in PHP with erase. Okay, let's see. Let me close the ABS. So find, then what we do, then we actually should return back a structure with path that is taken from JSON structure path, I suppose. I hope it's gonna work. Let's see. Expected struct string found enum JSON value. Try using a conversion method to string. Okay, thank you very much. To string. Let's see. Expected found reference. Okay. To string. Oh, okay. Do I also have to specify like this? It shouldn't be correct, right? So JSON structure type, then let's see what they have in the value specification. So let's see the value enum, what they have there. They have, let's say, methods like this. Get, okay, get. Object. I see, I think I see. So in order to do pattern matching, I have to actually do something like this. The JSON structure type needs to pattern match to actually JSON. So this is a macro to wrap it around. So now I think I cannot find macro JSON in the scope. Yes, because I actually serialize. I actually removed the serialization part. So okay, what's now? What is going on now? Let's see. JSON macro. Okay, let's open it up. Okay. Structure. Okay, sum, and then probably it should be find. Let's see, does it compile? It's crazy. Let's see. Set the JSON value. Macro. Okay, how do I import this macro? So if I want to use it, I need to import result and value. Okay, this is clear. However, if I want to, okay, set the serialize and deserialize. Okay, I'm not using these ones. But if I want to use, oh yeah, I have to use directly the JSON macro in a use statement. So I think I can add it just like this, maybe. And then I don't need this one. And macro use, I think I don't need as well. Let's see if it's working. Cargo test could not compile because, yeah, it expects a value. And let's see, does it gonna help? JSON, does it gonna recognize this macro now? Not. Okay, some. Is it working? Is it? Come on. Yeah, this is crazy stuff. Working with JSON is not that simple as I was thinking. I found this library and I thought, yeah, it's gonna be so easy. like easy peasy, but no, not much. Not much. Unfortunately, not much easy. Let's see. Probably get is not the right way to call it. Let's do what they suggest there. Let's see. Oh, now it looks like it's gonna work. Let's see. Not at all. Crazy. Okay. So I'm successfully failing and understanding the pattern matching in Rust. So let's see. Yeah, where are you? Where are you, the JSON reader? How do I read this terrible property type? Right? So let's just println, let's see what it looks like, JSON structure, and then actually type, and not forget to this amazing thing. Oh yeah, it still doesn't work. Okay. Maybe it expects me to provide a tuple like this. Okay, value. Maybe I have to specify actually type of the value, right? It should be probably third JSON value, right? String maybe. Yeah, but this doesn't make any sense. Okay, is the regular if statement gonna help us? JSON structure type equals, let's say, find. I saw like I can do it nicer, but who knows? Maybe it's the only way. Okay, it's not correct. Okay, match. Okay, type. Okay. If there is nothing, we just specify pass. No, just to fail, right? Probably this one is redundant, but let's see if it actually compiles. Just let's do one step at a time. Okay, this one, the string. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one shows me a failing test. So this one is at least working, but this is the default result of the pattern matching. If I want to pattern match to particular type like a string value, let's just Google it up. Parse JSON with third JSON. Beginner friendly JSON example. Okay. This is not something. Okay. JSON find path from string unwrap find path, then you specify a path, address and street. Okay. 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 Find path. Unwrap. Oh, maybe this is actually the issue. Yeah, I have probably to unwrap it. Let command type be JSON structure find path and wrap. Yeah. Okay, then match command type. Match it with find. And then I can run command find image, right? With path. Yes, path of JSON structure. Path unwrap, maybe like this. Okay, probably because it's just a type. Okay. Okay. So the JSON value. insert the JSON value. It should be a string of this one, maybe like this. Looks like it's gonna compile, right? Okay, to string. It's crazy. Okay. To string. Okay, like this maybe. Why? Or maybe I have to do it like this. A little bit of mambo jumbo with the types. Oh my goodness. String from string. And it's quite crazy. Why? Why I have to do like this? Maybe I have just to do it like to owned. It's another one that is available. Rust, you're not making it easy for a newcomer to learn you. Okay, so what it is? It's... Oh, I probably missed some kind of colon or semicolon or whatever. Expected std string. Okay, probably I have to use std string. Let's see. And here I have to do string. Or maybe I can do to string, maybe. Why it's complaining? Why it tells me? Okay. This is, guys, it's very funny. How do I solve this compilation issue? I can't even compile a code to see its test result. It's crazy. Crazy. To string. Let's see. Okay. Maybe this one will help me. Please do the job. Okay, expected strap. Okay, it's already better. This is clear. Okay. Bring from str, I think. Okay. Type casting. Or strings. The string type. Okay. Let's see. Okay, string from. Okay, it's just string from. Let's see. Not a tuple, orient, or struct. Okay. Let's go back to the previous one. JSON. Insert the JSON. Okay. Then it's gonna be value. Then it's gonna be string. And then inside of the string, we're gonna pass string from string. Yeah? Is it gonna work? How do I specify this terrible value? JSON API documentation. Let's see. Enums. Enum of the value. The value is type. It's the type of the command. Then we have, do we have to do a string of string like this? Okay, this is actually clear. Okay, sounds like a good thing. Okay, the first way thing to go. Okay, let's check. Yeah, but pattern matching actually is not gonna work here, I think. Yeah, it's definitely not what we are expecting. So let's do here actually another thing. Let's call it wrong command. actually just be a type of the command that's gonna be returned back if the command is not found. So we will do command wrong command in the end, and here we will check if command type is equal to what value? Find, right? Is equal to find. Then we create command find image, as I need to do something like this. Why it doesn't return? Ah, okay, I see. Let command of type command, okay, and then actually do it like this. We do mute, so it's mutable command, and then we set command to command find image, and by default it is just gonna be command wrong command, right? Why I can't pattern match? It would be much more better. And then we just return that command in the end, right? So we have command type find. Okay, let's see. Okay, how do I remove this escape characters that I actually don't need? S. Is there a string? Yeah, that's gonna work. I hope so. str, and let's see if it actually gonna help. Okay, is it? Okay, str probably unwrap, correct? Unwrap, then it's string str, and what we have here, we have unwrap working, I think. Yes, unwrap is working, but it's not a type of string, so then I have actually to also use toString. So it's actually transforms it into the type of string. Yeah, the first unit test in Rust is finally working. So how much time I spent on this one? I have spent 1 hour and 16 minutes to get the first test running. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what we actually ended up with here. First, we actually parse a JSON structure. We have to call unwrap in order to receive the actual structure. not to use a pattern match. Probably later on we'll have to replace it. Okay, then what we do here, we actually grab a type. Okay, it works well. First we initialize the wrong command. Probably, maybe it's possible. Is it possible to do something like this? Can I return within an if statement? Maybe I don't need this one. Let's see. Let's just test it out. Okay, let's just test it out and see. Okay, yeah, perfect. The command is not found, so here in the end we are gonna just return a wrong command in the end. So the last statement is gonna always return. Okay, so it's passing now. It's passing now. That's awesome. That's awesome, yeah. I'm finally feeling I'm not completely lost in Rust. Okay, so it tells me that parentheses are redundant in Rust. Let's see. Okay, it still compiles, it still works well. It creates this command. Let's see what's next. Next, I actually gonna create another test. So in Rust, you have this test method notation. Functions is fn. Let's create actually what I'm gonna test when type is not provided, creates wrong command. Okay, this looks descriptive enough. Then we're gonna assert that it's equal to command wrong command as a result of create from JSON string. Then we just specify this one like this one type, and let's say type will be something, and then yeah, it actually doesn't matter what else is there. Don't forget to escape all the quotes, and let's see. It probably shouldn't compile now because yeah, it expects type string, so I have to actually to transfer it to string, to cast it to string type. It's a little bit complicated in Rust. Like in Rust, strings are types in which you can add the data. String literals are not those kind of types, and you have actually to always convert those types into string, because when you work, let's say, with data that comes from outside, you better work with string type. However, if you just build something in Rust and let's say you have just string literals to compare, yes, then you use string literals, but for now I didn't see use case for this one. But you can always specify string values as string literals. Or actually, you know what? I think I can make it a little bit better. I can just use something like this. Why would I do it with dot to string? I can just use factory for string value, right? Why not? Is it running? Is it compiling? It's compiling, those tests pass. However, I don't like it passes because yeah, I specified here like this, but I just want to make it broken. So pass, and here I'm gonna use just some values that I know it's gonna fail definitely. String from, okay, yeah, the test is fail because it's expected wrong command, but it find image. Okay, this looks good. Now let's go on here. I also don't like to string here because I don't like too much of those kind of that method. It just makes me feel like I'm in Magento 1 era where you had to access a lot of data like that, where you didn't have real dependency management. So it doesn't look great for me to use something like that. Something I can't do anything around this as string because it's an actual API that they provide. So okay, so the path will be a string from, so it should work, I think. Yeah, so the first test passes. Now I need actually to just fix this test case, so it's just gonna return the wrong command. And done. It's both tests are green. So now I'm gonna create another test case when type, you know what, I'm gonna create a live template because live template, yeah, live template, come on, I just wanna click here and I'm gonna go to Rust. Okay, and I'm gonna add a new template and I'm gonna call it test. I have the same thing, test case shortcut, because I have the same thing in my PHP unit. So applicable context. Context is in Rust, I think. Rust, and it is inside of a module, I think. Yes, it's inside of the module, and then I'm gonna define it as test, I think. Yeah, so it's the right annotation, fn. Then can I edit variables? Let's do it with spaces. Then here it should be test case name, I think. Yeah, now it looks correct. And assert, because I'm mostly gonna use this kind of macro, expected value, actual code. Yeah, let's see. It's gonna be function snake case, right? Okay, never mind, just we'll enter it later. So when I'm right now gonna start typing test, perfect. Okay, so what it starts with, when type is omitted, creates wrong command, because we didn't create anything for this one too. So here we have create from JSON string, and string is string from, and then string literal. Let's say we just provide an empty JSON object just to make sure when type is not provided. Oh, wait. This one is invalid. The name of the test case is wrong. Creates wrong command. Okay. When type is not provided, creates wrong command as well. Now let's run a test. Wow, it still works. It still works because apparently Rust sees that, let's say, if the structure for this type value is not there, it probably sets it to some empty value by default. Okay, that's good. Then let's go with another test case. When pass is missing for find command, it creates wrong command too, right? So what we do here, we expect that the wrong command will be created when we create something like this string from type those unescaped quotes. Yeah, let's do it like this, type find. So we didn't provide pass arguments, so I expect it's gonna fail, but probably with the wrong one. Yeah, because the value is none. So what we can do here, I think we can just actually here I think pattern matching works pretty well, because then the JSON structure is going to be a different type for present and for not present values. So the JSON structure path, right? Then what we do here, we just have for type value string, we do something like this, and for value none we do command run command. Correct? I think it should work. Let's see. Okay, variant not found, insert the JSON. Yeah, but what was the previous error message then? What kind of type was returned then? In the previous case it was option. Oh yeah, so it just should be probably none, right? Okay, so probably it should be something like this then. Okay, cannot move out. Yeah, for test pass. Our Rust application is evolving with every single minute. So we have now 1, 2, 3, 4 test cases. Okay, now let's go test. What we're gonna test? We're gonna test that when what we're actually gonna test here. I think we need to also provide a little bit of check, right, for some commands, but no, probably it's not a big of a deal. Okay, so the command can be created, and now I think it's time to create a resize image command, because this one we're gonna use later on as well. So right now our method is able to create just a find command, right? And if the find command satisfies the structure we expect, we actually create it from this structure by using this pass value from the JSON structure. Otherwise we're gonna return a wrong command, and by default we'll always return a wrong command. Okay, so now let's create another test case. Test when resize image. Oh, sorry guys, I just fall down a little bit under the screen. Sorry. When resize image when resize image type is provided, creates a resize image command. Yeah, this is what should happen. Command resize image. How it's gonna look like? It's gonna look like that source, let's say string from pass to image jpg, and then what else do I have? I think I have vector of sizes here. Sizes, it should be, I think I can use this macro of vector, so I'm gonna define it directly. And what kind of structure of this vector? It's a string, unsigned integer 32 and unsigned integer 32, so it's a tuple. So let's say I expect that it's gonna create a path to 32 by actually 320 by 400 image jpg. It's a path where we expect to save our image. Then we're gonna expect that it's gonna supply this integer values, right? 400. So this is our dimensions, the expected dimensions of the image. And this is actually gonna be a result. Okay, I will reformat it later, of calling this create from JSON string, and this JSON string is gonna be this one, type, and the type is resize. So we will have short name of the command because it's already to image operations, to not overload the JSON structure. Okay, so what I want to specify there, I want to specify their source, right? So the source must be a value of path /to image.jpg, right? And also I want to specify sizes. So the sizes, we're just gonna follow very similar structure. Okay, multi-line strings. Okay. Can I do something like this? Oh, it's nice. This is what I like. Okay, so it just adds this new line in the end. Sizes, and here let's say we will use just regular arrays. It's gonna be this simple size variation. right? Okay. And here is gonna be 320 by 400. So let's see. And I also need, I think, to close the array. I can actually okay. Oh, I forgot this thing here. String from. What a nice thing. Compiler tells me if I specify wrong type. I think it does it too much. Okay, so now we have a failing test that tells us that the command that is returned for us, it's actually wrong command, but we expect that it will create for us a resize image variation of the command. So first of all, I'm gonna actually reformat the code a little bit to make it pretty. Yeah, it made it much better. So here it is. Looks like always looking beautiful. Resize image source sizes. Okay, and now let's go and implement it. Now what shall I do here? Shall I use else-if? I think so. Else-if command type. I don't like this way of doing stuff, but seems like pattern matching for string values actually somehow doesn't work like I expected to work. I will look it up later, maybe during a factoring phase, maybe somehow we can improve this piece of code. Okay, resize. And we are not gonna do any pattern matching at the moment. We're just gonna directly create a new resize image or structure. What is source, right? So the source is gonna be string from. We already know all the pitfalls of accessing the string value. Then it's gonna be source array, so source structure value. Okay, we need to transfer it into string value, and what is interesting, we also need to unwrap it. Okay, so it looks okay. The only thing that we don't have yet sizes. Sizes will be, for now, we're gonna specify as vector, right? So let's see, can I just for now specify an empty vector just for the sake of running a test? Expected what? Oh yeah, return. What a mess. Yeah, so right now we see that sizes are not yet transferred, so I need to work on the way how actually we do transferring the values into the vector. So this is gonna be a challenge because I didn't do it yet. So let's see, can I do something there? As array, okay. As array will create for me a value array. I don't need to mutate these values, I just need to access them. What is cool about this one that, yeah, you actually can just work on this one. And actually the JSON structure, after we actually created our structure, is going to be destroyed, so there is going to be no memory footprint on first JSON value, so it's going to be in pure structures for our applications, our application. Okay, vector. So for this one, I think what makes sense to do is actually to create a new function. Okay, as array and wrap length. Okay. And can I use tuple here? As tuple. Oh, I can't do this. Okay. I just go with it. So I think I can just do something like JSON. Let me try it out. JSON structure to yeah. Map maybe. Oh, actually, JSON structure sizes. Then s array, right? Is it the method name? As array. And then an wrap. Let's see how it fails. Okay, so expected struct std vector found a reference. And what did it provide to us? It's provide to us value. Okay, because can we run vector map on Rust? Vector into iter. Okay. Okay, into iter, and then map, and then in the end we're actually gonna collect back a map as a vector. So let's do it, and then we have to specify a lambda. Okay, so the lambda will be size, yeah, of type value. Let's see, and it's gonna be in curly braces. Yes. Okay, size value, and what we do here, we are just returning back size s array. Oh, I forgot one thing here. Unwrap. What a terrible thing. I have to unwrap all the time. Actually, this one later can be replaced with the pattern matching, because unwrap is only used because there's no value. Oh, I see actually what I can do. Look, you remember we were using here is this unwrap? Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. Subject, let's see the source code. Yeah, so you can actually use something like, wow, great. So in pattern matching, here you actually specify a name of the variable with which it's going to be available here. Right? Okay, that sounds interesting. So we're gonna, sorry guys, I got carried away, but I have to try it. I have just to try it. Let's just replace it's just gonna be an empty vector, but who cares? Okay. Yeah, I'll just, there was this one, and here we're just gonna use vector for now, an empty one. Let's see with other things. Okay, okay, here we're gonna go back to this one, and here I think I can use SSTR, so it tries to create a string value from this one, SSTR, and then here I can actually use such a thing, sum, and here I can use string s ref string path, right? Is it correct syntax? Oh, okay, ref, just ref path. Okay, and here I can use something like this one. Is it? Is it what I needed to do initially? Oh yeah, because it's not sum, it's string. Okay. Okay. Run a test. So I can use something like an wrap here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, let's read the documentation and wrap Rust. Okay, some. Okay, I see. I see what it is. It is something like this one. Oh my goodness, it's much more simpler than I thought. Okay, let's just start with this one. Path structure path. It should be some I think like this. Yeah. Or no. Some okay, yeah. I will sort it out later. Just not worth to take a look at it right now. Okay. So far I think it's gonna be more than enough for today, because I'm a little bit already exhausted with this stuff. But it looks very interesting, I must say. Like, at least I was able to create a find command. It's already good news. Then I was able to create a resize command, but without sizes yet. So I need to find a way how to translate the vector of sizes in JSON data format into the one that is gonna be my sizes tuple. Okay, it looks possible. I didn't expect that I would run into so much issues on the way here, but so far so good. So I would say that's the end of the stream. Thank you all very much. If you'd like, you can still watch my progress with functionality, so you can still continue looking into the way how I'm gonna continue doing it on the GitHub. And on the next stream we're gonna dive more into details of the implementation, what I did during the last couple of days. Probably I have quite busy next week, but maybe in the week after we're gonna have another stream. So thank you very much, and bye bye.